since Harambe died. It just hasn't been the same. Anyway guys, welcome back to my shop. It's your boy Do With Dan here. This is my shop where I build stuff. What did we call it last time? We came up with a fucking good name. The show. Welcome to the show. Although this is probably before 5 minutes on YouTube's algorithm, so you'll have to censor those first couple ones. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm Do With Dan, and this is my 73 Camaro that I'm doing an LS swap. I originally did this in my garage, believe it or not. Then I cheated and got a shop. So last time I dropped the subframe in the last video. If you saw that, you're awesome. If you didn't, you suck. Dropped it here on jack stands because now I need to pull the motor so I can get the subframe completely stripped, ready for paint. I'm gonna go take and get it powder coated. I'm also gonna clean up some of the welds because, you know, this thing was originally made in 1973. I could get like a hydroform frame from Detroit Speed, but that's a lot of money and I don't wanna do that right now. Or I could build it out of like tube, but I just want something to be easy. So I'm gonna strip this, I'm gonna clean up the welds, and I'm gonna paint it, and I'm gonna put it back. I also got, this is a T56. Now, I know I was gonna use the monster transmission for the Camaro. I decided that I wanna go manual in the Camaro. I'm still gonna use the monster transmission they gave me. I got a 600 plus horsepower built transmission from Monster Transmission. I'm gonna use that for the Fox body, so this thing can hang the tires. That's what I want from the Fox body. So I wanna go manual for the Camaro, because I think I'm gonna keep the Camaro NA, you know, just do like a heavy cam, just a fun sub 500 horsepower manual cruising car. He said it pops out in reverse and it's got a bunch of miles on it, so I was planning on rebuilding it anyway. So I'm gonna take this to my buddy, have him strip this transmission completely, and I'm gonna powder coat this along with the frame too. I don't know when that's gonna be. Anyway, another thing, Detroit Speed gave me a bunch of parts. They gave me completely tubular control arms. It converts this setup to a coilover setup, which is nice. Ooh, man, this thing is full of coolant and other fluids. There's really not a way for me to take this engine out without taking this coolant out or the oil out long term. Man. Okay. Might as well drop the battery. What the? I just pulled today's sponsor out of the exhaust, Ridge Wallet. That's right, everybody. Ridge Wallet sponsored today's video. Thank you guys so much. All joking aside, I've messed around with Ridge Wallet for a long time. I was one of their early Kickstarter supporters, and they like to partner with me because you guys like their products, and I really like their products. It's a product I stand behind wholeheartedly. Same thing I do with very few other brands, you know? You can list them, they all here in the shop. The cool thing about Ridge Wallet is that it's super small and condensed, but you can still put a bunch of cards in there. You also can do a money clip or a money strap if you carry cash. I don't carry cash on me because I'm a millennial, but what I like to do is I like to put it in my little pocket watch pocket here and use the clip to lock it down, and then that way it keeps people from pickpocketing me, but it's always right there. And I'm not sitting on it, man. It doesn't hurt my spine like a lot of those big fat triple fold wallets like your dad has. It was like this fat and it folded out like 12 times and had photos and money and receipts from 87. I don't know why he would need hotel receipts from Las Vegas from 87. Anyway, you can use the coupon code in my description, get a discount. It's right here. And yeah, anyway, back to disassembling. Ooh. I should have drained it. I should have drained it while I was in the fucking air, you know? That'd have made a whole lot of sense. But now I can't fit this underneath the engine where all the fluid's at. Oh, this is not gonna do good at all. This is gonna go so bad. Can I lift this? No, of course not. I'm a child. You know what's really surprising? Like, look at this CarQuest battery. All right, let's take a look at this. Not sponsored. I really wish a battery company would sponsor me because batteries are expensive. But I bought this battery for like 80 bucks at AutoZone. It sat for like at least a year. And it's never had an alternator hooked up to it, not once. And it still was like, it had a charge. You remember when we went to go start it? It had a charge. But you guys could give me money for saying stuff like that if you wanted to. You know, my email's in the description. Ow! Yo, I have a bunch of straps in the truck. I lost all of my straps or cut them. So I went to AutoZone and bought their overpriced straps. I can't wait to cut those. What do I want to pull first, Ham? I have to drain the radiator. Like, no matter how much I want to not do that, it's what I gotta do. What am I gonna do, sit on top of it sideways? This is a really nice radiator I got. Oh man, I gotta disable this. steering shaft too. I remember undoing the steering column and it was like the worst fucking thing I've ever done. I got the radiator supports and body bushings from Detroit Speed, by the way. I bought those before I was partnered. Then that'll release the radiator and I can drain it, I think, in a better way. Yeah, just let it dangle like that. That's exactly how that goes. This is not gonna go well. This is gonna go terrible. No matter how I do this, it's gonna go so bad. You know that?
Might as well add to the concoction that's already on the floor of gasoline.
Yeah, I definitely made a mistake on this. I'm man enough to admit that. Hey, you know what? I need zip ties. Just need to figure out what I'm gonna let it drape over though. Zip ties, man, they get you all sorts of weird places. I need to know a Smarter Every Day on zip ties, man. You wanna make an episode on that? I'd watch the shit out of that too. I watch all of Smarter Every Day's videos. Dan, how come you just didn't do this? How come you just didn't do that? Well, you know what? Like, this is where I'm at, so sorry. I think what I have to do is just put this thing underneath here and kind of just hope that most of it gets caught. The problem is it's gonna shoot out this way and this way. So, all right, what do you think the percentage is of me getting it in the thing?
60.
On the floor.
60%. 60% in there.
60% in there? Oh, dude.
That's enough, right?
I'd take 60. I make sure we're not damaging a radiator any more than I already have. Yeah, that's good. What was your chances before? 60?
60.
I'm feeling 90 now.
Ooh.
Confidante. 60. I'll take 60. That's what good pussy sounds like. And since coolant doesn't evaporate because it's coolant, it just stays on the floor forever until it eventually gets shuffled around in so much dirt. Unpopular opinion, it's easier to clean up oil than it is to clean up coolant. Found the rest of it.
Would you put a glove?
Yeah, you were busy. Now, why did that happen? Why come this go somewhere? Nice and safe, like Mom used to make.
Yeah, you're in it.
Good. Just let that do its thing then. Here we go. No more transmission. Man, I can't have this unsupported, so much better. Much safe. Yeah, nice and safe. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to spin this engine. Does it spin this way or this way? Does it matter? I have to Google it now. I forget if you spin LS engines clockwise or counterclockwise. Last time I did this, I somehow got a bolt stuck like perfectly in between the flywheel and the block. And like, I was like, there's no way I can get it out. I have no idea how I can get it out. They're in there like a motherfucker because you have to Loctite them in. You definitely don't want your torque converter backing out, you know, when you're doing those 80-mile-an-hour pulls. Damn, made so much torque, front wheels came off the ground. Flywheel unbolted itself from the torque converter. Still gapped that motherfucker. He wasn't ready for this house. Torquey boy. I'm a ghost too. And we're gonna get this on here. And that's how we get out of it. Engine's ready to come out. Man, why is it so slippery up here?
Makes sliding the jack stands around a little easier.
Dude, don't it? That ain't working. Straight back now. Right. There's our engine back out again. Great.
Getting a little full there.
Yeah. Why does it look so deformed? Like a flood hand, you know, from Halo. So I need to dismantle most of this shit. Yeah, most of it. By most of it, I mean all of it. I gotta take off all this stuff, and then I gotta grind it down a little bit, clean up some of the welds, and then I'll be happy to send it off to get powder coated. And all these lines are, I'm not using them. I'm building my own for the rest of the car, so these are all just kind of crap. Well, that's like the easy part. I have no idea how to disassemble this strut appropriately. My idea was just to take out like the bolts and see wherever they flung, and hopefully they won't kill us. Oh look, there's an actual gap now. That's literally all the coolant that's left in the engine is in that glove. I'm pretty sure that their sway bar kit gets rid of all this, but I don't know. Better be safe than sorry. Oh! It nutted, man.
Probably ate through.
Probably just busted. God damn it. That sucks. That is big suck.
It's like
it's like a, I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like it's fucking. What do you do when something kicks your ass that good? I'm just gonna go home. Oh my god. Get some curls in with this bar. Man, I wonder what it's like to work on nice new cars. This might be scary. I'm shocked for bunko anyway. I have no idea how much pressure this thing is under. I'll have to get a spring compressor when we go to put the new ones in, for sure, new coils. Answer that question, which makes me really nervous about this other side. match my pinky, but we got that. Now all we gotta do is do the other side, remove this, but not right now. I'm gonna do that later. All right, everybody, what's up? It's a new day, obviously, because things are different. I've taken the liberty of recording today. I gave Ham kind of like the day off. Not really, he's at home editing. Anyway, so we're back at it on this frame. Where I left off was I got that side almost completely dropped. Now it's time to remove this little bit. This is just so nasty. I'm so excited to get rid of this. And then after I get rid of that, I'm gonna come in here with like a wire wheel and clean up some of these edges and just kind of finish the welds that they didn't do. You know, there's a lot of really bad, not good welds in here. There's gaps. My intentions for this car right now are probably like 500 or less naturally aspirated horsepower with the 6-speed. I'm gonna powder coat this thing when I'm all said and done with it, nice candy apple red, and I'm also gonna do the same thing for the transmission so it matches. It's gonna look mint. The frames itself is actually in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of rust on it, but it's not, there's nothing besides like some minor surface rust. It's got some dings in it. It's a little squashed in certain places. This is all like 70s steel forming, which is all great, you know. They just take multiple pieces of steel and kind of like crush it in between welds. You know, they stamp it the same way you make AK-47s, you know? But like I said, I'm gonna take a wire wheel to a lot of this, make sure it's all nice and clean, make sure there's any welds that need to be cleaned up are gonna be cleaned up. I hate this system. I'll be 100% honest with you guys, I've never taken apart any sort of control arm assembly like this. It's just not something I've ever gotten to do in a vehicle before. So this part actually made me really nervous because like I'll dig into an engine pretty much any day of the week, even though I don't know what I'm doing, but like suspension, I've never done suspension like this. So you guys are following me for the first time. Oh no, I didn't think this one through, did I? Terrifying spring tension. My rational side tells me that I'm being ridiculous, right? But the other part of me, the instinctual side, tells me this is nowhere near enough safety. Interesting as to why that didn't pop out immediately. Why ain't that fucking coming off it, mate? There you go. Good God. Right, then I should just be able to do this. Right? Maybe not. Whoa! Whoa! That was fucking crazy! How did I not die? I wasn't even wearing my glasses either. Shit, that was dumb. I didn't realize how much more spring was up inside that pocket. I thought that the spring had already decompressed. That was my fault. I assumed. You know, I took the other one off. The other one wasn't under nearly that much tension. That could have been bad, but it wasn't. Whew. But yeah, pretty much I think what I need to do is take this last little piece off. Because like I assumed that all that pressure had been taken off because I'd already unhooked that part. It's probably what saved my face. So I guess I'll just pull this part off, slide it out from underneath it, put the frame back on jack stands, and clean up the welds, and this thing will be ready for powder coat. Any place that I see shitty welds, I'm gonna try to clean up and use my shitty welds. I'm gonna smooth some out with the flappy wheel. The real flex here is having two separate angle grinders. Actually, one more thing. I'm gonna wipe down most of the metal first before I start welding. Most people use acetone. I don't have any acetone because I'm dumb, but I do have rubbing alcohol, so I'm gonna use rubbing alcohol. All right, so now I got the MIG machine out. I do still have my buddy's TIG machine, that the Vulcan over there that he's letting me borrow. Still letting me borrow it. Really appreciate it. I could use that right now to practice on and do that, but seeing as how this is like my subframe, I'm not gonna do that. I know MIG good enough, so I'm gonna do some MIG welds, and yeah. All right, got these all nice and cleaned up. Got that in there nice and cleaned up the best I could. This not bad. We won't look down there too hard. Those aren't awesome, but these are pretty nice welds. They're pretty good. You know, I'm certainly not a professional welder, but I ain't ashamed of my welds either. You know, yeah, I'm happy with that extra just meat in between there. Whether or not it'll make a difference, I don't know. But that's pretty much all I wanted to do. I got the frame cleaned up, I got it welded up. Now I gotta go drop it off to get powder coated. So, yeah. If I could just fit my subframe in the back of my truck. Man, those welds do look good. Happy with that.
Playing
Think
it.
those ratchet straps will...
Yeah, probably.
That fucking really hurt.
Hit your head.
Just like my teeth clicked.